The Galaxy Z Flip5. The base proposition here remains simple, a high-end phone with a large 6.7-inch display that folds completely in half and fits in the palm of your hand. That is one heck of a selling point. There are a few things that do need work moving forward, but there's no doubt that that selling point works, and it's so great seeing this phone get better. This brand new cover screen, also known as Flex Window, is the biggest upgrade this year. This screen is 3.4 inches up from the 1.9 inches we got last year, and it's great. The simple things are now infinitely easier to both see and navigate, especially when it comes to using the cameras. Like, my goodness, it is so much better now. Alarms, checking the weather, notifications, and many other things have gotten so much better. Throw the Good Lock app into the mix and you can use pretty much any app you want on this display. Not every app will work well here for obvious aspect ratio and scaling reasons, but a good handful of them will. Now, whether or not it's actually worth browsing social media, watching movies, and playing games on the screen is entirely up to the user, of course. But for me, I found things like Spotify, Google Maps, Google Home, keeping up with sports scores, responding to messages, and even watching YouTube videos while I'm cleaning the house to be totally valid on here. Now, the inner display is about the same as before, so that means the crease is about the same as well, and it's been holding up just fine. I haven't had any issues with it. The display still looks good though, and one thing is that the screen did get a jump from 1200 nits peak brightness to 1750, so it's significantly easier to see in sunlight. In my experience, overall performance has been excellent. The phone flies, and that's thanks in part to the faster UFS 4.0 storage, great to see the base model getting the bump to 256 gigabytes, and that's thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. The 8 Gen 2 processor has done a lot of good for devices this year, from great raw performance and efficiency to thermals and improvements to battery life. From gaming to heavy multitasking, the Flip 5 is equipped for the job for the most part. Due to its form factor, for heavy gaming sessions, the phone does throttle performance a bit to compensate for this type of heat dissipation. Battery life is a challenge too, as we're looking at the same size we got last year at 3700 mAh. While most users will be able to make it through a day on a full charge with a bit of juice left before heading to bed, it's the power users that will definitely feel the lack of battery capacity. Now, I'm not going to label battery life bad, it's not, it's passable, but we absolutely want to see a larger battery moving forward. The same thing goes for charging speeds. Being capped at 25 watts isn't the most fun thing in the world. Now, with the smaller battery, it's not the worst thing either, I'll be honest, but for a high-end phone at this price, you should be able to charge it faster than you currently can. On a more positive note, this new Hinge is as strong and as solid as ever. It's been very good in my experience, and it actually bends the display differently than before. There are fewer moving parts, which should make for better durability in the long run, and opening and closing does feel a tad different compared to the Flip 4. Not in a bad way, just different. Oh, and that gap is gone now, which is great to see. That's a big plus for keeping that inner display as clean as possible, and it simply looks better. As we know, when foldables started popping up, they presented a lot of concerns about durability and longevity with these new form factors and extra moving parts. But leave it to Spigen to answer the call with their case lineup for the Z Flip 5. Now, I've actually got a history with Spigen that goes back well over 7 years. I've been a big fan ever since. They've been the top choice through many device generations, and I'm always recommending their cases to friends and family. Their creativity and attention to detail stands out, and that continues with these cases here. I like the AirSkin 01 case because of its clean and minimal look, and I love this added flair with this tear-down design on the bottom. It's pretty sick. The ThinFit Pro takes things a step further with extra protection for the hinge, which is great, and it's always nice being able to see the phone's color. But the Tough Armor Pro became my go-to because of its ultimate protection. It's made of strong quality materials, so it's great for when I'm out and about and I don't feel the need to baby the phone. And it's also got a handy kickstand, which is great for propping the phone up in landscape for things like watching videos and playing games with a controller. This, along with an easy fit screen protector, gives me complete peace of mind when using this phone. Make sure to check these out using the links down below, and a huge thanks to Spigen for supporting the channel and sponsoring this portion of today's video. Unfortunately, the cameras did not get upgraded this year, with the exception of the inner front-facing camera. I believe it's a little wider now, so overall results are going to come out about the same. It's not the end of the world though, as results are still very solid, and all in all, we like what these cameras can crank out. Everyday snaps look good, colorful, and crisp with good dynamic range, and it has us looking forward to what's coming next, as the different methods of taking photos with this phone in particular are a big selling point. I've always been a fan of the Z Flip, and this time around is no exception. This thing is great. This unit is a loner, but just like last year, I want to get one for myself now. It's the easiest foldable to get into and recommend for newcomers, and it's an awesome entry for those already familiar. Sure, there are a number of things I feel are missing, like Samsung DeX for example. And yes, I do really miss the frosted glass from before, but it's great to see Samsung's Flip line mature with significant upgrades and refinements. It's pretty clear to see that this outer display is the star of the show this year. I am all for that being the case, and I feel this is about as big as the Flex window needs to be. Now it's just a matter of making it the best it can possibly be moving forward. Because to me, the outer display doesn't have to do all the things. That's not the point of this type of phone. The point, aside from being small, cute, foldable, and pocketable, is also being less of a distraction. When you flip the phone shut, that's it. You're on to the next daily task, and if you need quick access to something, Flex Windows got you covered. This phone is more practical than it's ever been. It's a lifestyle phone, and when you pair justifiable practicality with a form factor that is genuinely different and fun to use, you're looking at a phone that has a high chance of grabbing your attention and stealing your heart. Let us know what you think of the Galaxy Z Flip5 in the comments, and let's talk about it. Once again, make sure to check out Spigen's line of cases and accessories for the Flip5 and countless other devices. It's been Zach, and thank you for watching.